Hey, this is Paul, and today I'm going to show you how I do drip irrigation on our dragon fruit plants. As you can see here, I just fertilized and top dressed for spring, and so now I turned on our drip irrigation, and I use adjustable drippers so I can adjust the water flow in our pots. So let me go show you the steps on how we can make this happen for your dragon fruit at home. So let's go get started at the valve station. So the first thing you need to do is have your valves. So these are connected to our control center in the garage, and nowadays you can actually buy ones that you can turn on and off with your smartphone. So I'd like to get that in the future. But the key is you have your valve set up, and then you run your pipe, which we did here. It's all underground. And you can see I have it down here with the most important thing for your drip irrigation, which is going to be right here, your pressure regulator. So what this does is it limits the PSI to, I believe, 35 pounds per square inch, and that way you won't blow your drip pipes. So from there, you're gonna run it on your 1/2 inch drip, as you can see here, and there's lots of different brands. All I can recommend is definitely stick with the same brand, because sometimes like a Toro won't fit with a Dig product. So after you run your pressure regulator and your drip piping, then you're gonna wanna come and start popping holes into your drip line, as you can see here. So this is an old drip line, I'm gonna redo it, but you run your drip line, you wanna keep them at least 12 to 18 inches apart. And as you can see, I definitely recommend burying them. And then I'll run the pipe, the drip line you can see here, it will run it into the pot. And I like to use 180-degree adjustable drippers. I get these at Home Depot, and the adjustable drippers are key. And I like the 180s because I could have it on the outside of the pot going in. And I also highly recommend drilling a hole in your pot, so that way you can keep the line really close to your pot, and definitely hopefully keep, if you're weed whacking or weeding, you'll keep everything intact and doesn't get destroyed. So from there, I like to run anywhere from 1 to 2 drippers per pot. I recommend 2 drippers on a 20-gallon pot. If you have something smaller, 1 dripper will do. And as you can see, like I said, I buried them, and I have all of these on drip irrigation on a system. So each one of these long lines of dragon fruit here are on their own separate drip line. So you can see I stopped here, I buried it, I adjusted all these, and this is where I left off right here. So I put these metal stakes in, and then I'm gonna have to weed a little more, and I'm gonna add a nice layer of mulch here, which is optional. But I highly recommend burying your drip because you're gonna trip on it. If the weeds grow, it just makes a big mess and it's easy to get damaged. Once it's under the soil or under the mulch in this case, you forget about it. And so again, highly recommend using this. I water our plants about 6 months out of the year. So I haven't turned on the drip since, I think, October. So it's been about 6 months since I've had to drip them. So now I'm gonna check the line and start getting on an irrigation schedule. Now these plants, as long as you use well-draining soil, and in my opinion, use compost-free potting soil, you could water these every day. So Quang Ong, he said he used to grow his dragon fruit during the growing season. He would water them daily. And I've honestly tried every other day with the drip irrigation for a shorter duration, and it really seemed to be helpful for the plants. I don't get stem rot. You can see, look at the health of these plants. And so now we got out of our rainy season in Southern California, and you can see there's lots of new growth here. Got to break those off, promote the canopy growth. And so drip irrigation is the way to go. These plants do like a lot of water. Remember, they're epiphytic cacti. So they're not an arid cacti, they live in the tropics. So they like and can take a lot of water. So now that we're getting warmer, I'm gonna start watering them at least 3 times a week and keep the really healthy, happy growth. So recommend, like I said, using drip irrigation. Our plants have been enjoying it for a few years now, and it's a great way to save water and time. The only thing is there's a cost to it. You know, drip irrigation parts are not cheap, especially when you have to buy as many as we do. So it adds up, but in the long run, it's the way to go. So I hope that helps you and you consider using some drip irrigation on your dragon fruit. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.